Okay, health and beauty. I'm just going to dive right into this one. An easier way to clean hairbrushes. I'm just going to read what someone wrote in response. I've been a hairstylist for 12 years. Take all the hair out, then run and fill a sink or bowl with hot water, a splash of dish soap and vinegar. Let the brushes sit completely submerged for about 10 minutes, then wash them in a solution. Let them sit another 10 minutes, but not too long or the brushes get ruined. Scrub them with a bottle brush to break up the stuff around the base of the bristles, oil, product residue, etc. Rinse thoroughly to prevent any soap residue.
I sorry for my chuckle halfway through. It's that we're talking about how to clean hairbrushes, you and I.
Yeah, we're cleaning hairbrushes, Stephen. Like, no wonder people are even posting this, because what a pain in the butt. And I know that we all deal with this kind of stuff. Not all of us, But back in the day, I remember when I used to put like product in my hair and the brush after, a few months would be like, what? I just,
Well, I mean,
buy another one. But if you buy expensive, good brushes, you don't want to be throwing them out.
I brush my 8-year-old's hair, right? She's got thick, long hair. After a couple brushings, the hairbrush is so full.
So it's already impeding basically the hairbrush's functionality. Kind of
do this and she doesn't wear product in her hair yet.
And so you're actually off the hook there. But I think for people out there who put a lot of product in their hair, it gets gunked up, that the oils in their hair or scalp, whatever, I'm assuming. There are products out there that clean hairbrushes, but nothing is going to get the hair and the residue decoupled. And it seems to me, why isn't there just a machine? It just seems like tailor-made for some, almost like a shoe cleaning machine with its own bristles that just goes through the brush and
like a steam cleaner or something. I don't know.
That maybe pre-steams everything to get everything all loosened up. Maybe there's some vinegar in the steam. I don't know. And then it pre-loosens up and the brushes just sit in there, and then along comes like a little car wash for hairbrushes, the little bristle thing, and just yanks all the hairs out.
Fire. What if the brush was just made of
fireproof?
If the brush was made of steel and metals that...
How is that going to feel on your scalp? And don't the bristles have little plastic ends to them for a reason? Because you want it to have comfort. I'm not sure if that would work. But, isn't there some technology out there? Technologists?
Yes, there is. Everybody should just shave their heads.
Yeah, it does feel good, I have to say. That one to me was odd, and I just feel like it's crying out for a machine. A machine could do that with some chemicals, earth-friendly chemicals.
A food subscription service for people with certain dietary restrictions or needs. So people maybe that are FODMAP, people that follow a FODMAP diet, diabetics, people with IBS or Crohn's.
Right.
I know there are some like vegan and vegetarian meal service subscriptions out there. These would be more specific meal services.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Like a FODMAP specific subscription meal service.
Should say low FODMAP, but
low FODMAP.
Low FODMAP. No, right. I mean,
well, maybe some people like extra fermented foods. I mean, but diabetic, I could see that being a big
huge.
One.
Sugar-free
my
sauces
research didn't show any. I mean, maybe somebody could tell me. If
I would imagine
there.
I mean, I don't know about meal services, but certainly there are products out there that they sell
products,
sauces.
I'm saying an actual meal service where kind of like HelloFresh and all these things where you get ingredients delivered to your door. I mean, that are just diabetic friendly.
I would say the easiest way to start that would be with one of the existing services. So if Factor factored in a whole line just for food intolerances and the common ones, they couldn't be accommodating everyone out there, but certainly low FODMAP is not, and it goes back to
gluten-free,
gluten-free is huge, and it goes back
there already,
something like 1 in 10 Americans don't know that they have IBS. So if HelloFresh, for example, had a line of food, I could totally see that being a valuable service. Yeah. A mobile app using machine learning to analyze users' skin and recommend personalized skincare products and routines by John David. With the accumulation of data that we have right now, we should now know enough about the different types of skin, pH levels, oil content, complexion, etc.
And so there's an app out there now that's getting a lot of traction.
Yeah. The one I found is
Umax.
Mine is called Pulpo AR.
Okay.
Kind of a weird name.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. Now, I don't think they're dialed into this specifically. They're about like, how can you make yourself look better?
Right.
Just in general.
For you. And I think that goes hand in hand actually with makeup services anyway.
Right.
They'll tell you if at a salon or when you go to the counter,
sure.
they'll tell you, well, you have a lighter complexion.
Right.
Is your skin dry? Exactly. Is your skin dry? Is your skin oily? But it seems to me that AI would have the right amount of data right now. And it's the kind of thing that we could plug in pretty quick. One of the other things that was recommended that someone suggested was it would take into account not just that, but also conceivably genetics and lifestyle, which are factors for your skin. If you are outdoors a lot, if you are sailing a lot or surfing a lot, you're around seawater a lot, sun.
Yeah.
If you're indoors a lot, not getting any sun, no vitamin D.
Yeah.
I mean, AI would know that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, your complexion based on your genetics is a good thing.
It would be a smarter, more efficient way of helping more people with their skin problems. And what makeup do I need? Would there be other applications for that kind of software? Maybe dermatological applications, skin cancer, etc. So there could be a medical element there. I think that would be an interesting application for that kind of technology.
There's so many people now with shaved, bald heads, etc.
It's a look.
Why is there not? And I'm sure a lot of those people would love to have hair, right?
Sure. I mean, I would love to have hair. Yeah.
Why is there not like a Supercuts, kind of like the quick service salon for hair replacement via these toupees, wigs, pieces, whatever you want to call them, where people could just go in, maybe the first time you're there for an hour as they figure out what you want and all this stuff. And then either if they have enough stock in the place, they can start on you right away.
So like a tune-up service.
Come back a little bit where every couple weeks you could just go.
Okay.
But it's more readily available. Well, so my other, so that's kind of like a two-part idea for me, because the other half of it is, why not just salons for bald guys? I miss getting my hair done, right? Like, I miss going to a salon and you get your hair washed and it feels good and they're scrubbing.
So you mean them shaving your head and all that?
Doing the whole thing, maybe, moisturizing.
Barbers do it.
I guess they do, but I'm saying places that are just really focused on
more accessible
bald guys, because I think there's also a little bit of a stigma. Like, I don't know, I want to go to a barbershop where everybody's got these gorgeous quiths.
Well, they're not all gorgeous. They're not all gorgeous.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it'd be kind of nice if there was a place where the main focus was the bald person and how to treat a bald head and how to shave it and oil it, massage it, whatever can be done. I
think there's also a sort of a hair culture thing there. Like, I am not the kind of person who would ever go to a salon even with hair. I'm not even sure if I'm a barber person. It just seems like I don't know. It's such like an old boys thing. Like, I just don't see myself. I can go to Supercuts, get my hair cut. Yeah, it looks good enough. I'm fine, I mean, I hope most of the world knows that the bald look it takes a little courage. And also now it's more accepted. I think back in the day, it was either Yul Brynner or, some
Skinhead.
Wrestler.
Yeah.
But now it's just more like, yeah, sure, anyone,
Yeah, I would say that, I stand like in line at my kid's school, like parent pickup or something. Yeah. And it's like half the guys have their heads shaved,
But I think, speaking to that point about the idea, in fact, the business idea behind that, I think now that baldness is its own look, just like the neck beard and everything else, every other wonderful thing that's out there with what people do with their heads. I really agree with that. I think there could be a Supercuts type place for us baldies.
Yeah. Any level of bald.
Because I agree. I enjoyed having my hair washed. Just the feeling of, it's almost like going in.
Because I like going to get a massage, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Half of it is just going in for the head massage.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can completely identify with that. Yeah. A paint sample matching for foundation. Just rock up, here's my face, have it scanned, And then browse racks for 10 minutes while my customized shade gets made up. Bonus points if you can choose from base formulas. Is your face mostly oily, combination, or dry? Do you want light? Do you want medium? Do you want full coverage? That's from Cleodia. I hope I'm saying that right. Why can we get a paint sample matched at Home Depot or Lowe's, but not makeup? Now, I did some research on this. The service does actually exist, but it's typically high end.
Yeah, sure.
Why isn't there just a place you can go walk in again like a Supercuts place? I don't know what technology is involved with things like foundation.
Well, we're talking liquid makeup,
blush, exactly.
powder makeup.
Yeah, exactly. I would imagine foundation is the wet version, but are there powdered versions? I don't know.
Yeah, I think there are.
But I love that idea. It's so simple. It's a one-trick pony.
Well, is it simple though? I mean,
I don't know. If you can match paint for a wall, why can't you match paint for a certain skin complexion?
Yeah, sure.
Just waiting to give you their money.
Right.
Sounds
like something that could easily be put into Sephora, like the big makeup chain. Yeah.
And then also just to drop in as a service, like not even a makeup store. Any store could just have that service, a pickup or a delivery service.
Yeah.
Go to the store, plug in your
At Macy's
Macy's, and they'll have it shipped to you within a week or something.
All right, this one's a little risque. You ready?
Okay.
A sex toy brothel.
Sex toy brothel.
Prostitution, for the most part in the United States, is illegal. Why not a place where a single, solo, consenting adult can go play with sex toys of varying degrees?
By themselves?
Yeah, by themselves. That's part one, is by themselves. I'll get into part two in a second.
I was going to say, so I'll save my comment for that then. But okay, so isn't part of why, let's face it, mostly men seek out brothels is because they want also the companionship. They want a woman or a man with them.
I think a lot of people just want to get off, right? And so I think here's the thing. We've seen what are they called? Real doll. Those big, remember
Real
those
dolls.
were big, popular.
No
anyway,
idea.
The Real doll. It's like a life-size thing. I'm sure that there's plenty of things out there for men and women and everyone in between that have crazy price tags on them, and you don't necessarily have somewhere A, to keep it at your house, or B, use your hard-earned money for, but very much like a real brothel,
right?
You may want to partake in it occasionally,
like when you're splurging, right?
Not that I've ever done this. This is a completely. The
fact that we're laughing about it just tells you so much about a current level of society
I came across this idea when I was thinking of comedy routine anecdotes.
Yeah.
And it just was something that struck me as funny, is this like a brothel that it was all toys. Now, part two of this is, could you have someone in the room with you, a person that works there, that either talks dirty to you but never touches you or anything?
Okay.
They just sit across the room or whatever. What's legal or illegal there?
I just read about this. I was just reading, I think it was on Reddit, and someone commented that, would that be the same thing in legal terms as just being a brothel? And in that sense, would it be outlawed? And someone said, just bear in mind that you're not necessarily paying for the other person's body, to put it bluntly. You're actually just paying for their time. Sex workers, it's their time you're paying for.
Right.
And so even if their time was spent talking dirty to you, they're still technically a sex worker. I don't know the legal ins and outs.
Yeah. So the
legal ins and outs, forgive the term.
In my research, what I found was that, for the most part, laws on the books are talking about physical touch between to people, not about there's plenty of sex phone lines and stuff that you can, I don't know if there's phone lines anymore. Now it's a lot of internet based, or look at OnlyFans, right? I mean, that's all legal. Right. You can go on there and talk to whoever you want and watch them do whatever. It's no different than going to a strip club, I guess.
I think it becomes a matter of regulation. Strip clubs would be the closest
thing that
you could have to see if that would pass the
muster, smell test.
The smell test. Go ahead. And I was going to say there's a whole hygiene thing there, but let me get to that.
The hygiene things. Let's assume that the place is like a hospital. Like it's.
I don't care. I don't. I mean, okay. Let's be very frank.
Frank. The last time I was with Frank.
The tools of the trade, all these toys. How many times have you worked in a place where people half-ass the job of keeping the place clean? It's why California. Why California has restaurant ratings, because your food is great, but you guys suck at keeping the place clean. Sure. There's roaches back here. Meantime, you're serving filet mignons in the kitchen. Right. So
but there are hospitals and emergency clinics and things
but people aren't opting to go to hospitals and emergency clinics. Now you're opting to.
If the primary way that this business is successful is by being sterile.
By saying they're sterile.
Okay, well, maybe there's much like there is in Amsterdam, there's a governing body over the industry there where they go out, there's doctors and they have to check the workers and
well, no, again, that's live humans.
No, I know.
Again,
so
not to be crass,
I think it's easier in hard furnishings, if you will, to go out to these places and make sure that they're clean. I mean, you can literally test the surfaces for all kinds of things. And so my point being, I think that there's a way to do it.
I think there is a way to do it. I just don't know if there are a sufficient number of, let's say, men out there like me. And I'm saying men because it's generally men who seek this stuff out. And I would love to be proven wrong. Yeah. That maybe there are couples, and that was one of my earliest points I was going to bring up, is maybe there are couples who would actually enjoy spending time in a room together just with a bunch of toys that they would never otherwise buy themselves. Again, they're just treating themselves.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that
like
makes
like
sense.
A fine meal.
Yeah, that makes
You're going
sense.
out for, or instead of going to a fancy hotel, honeymoon suite, you're going to a place where you can just...
right? I mean, there are those hotels that you've seen, like the Love Shack hotels.
Exactly,
like the
right.
heart-shaped beds.
But this is now all about the sex toys and the real sort of, role play thing. Do they have a dominatrix come in and help you along? Again, does that cross a line?
I think there are some of those places. I don't know.
There probably are.
Right?
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I would guess that there are a lot of people out there like me, and I would simply not trust the hygiene aspect, simply because you can't trust people to clean things. I think, though...
There's something there.
There could be something there for couples. I don't know if it's the kind of thing where you bring your own toys. Again, then what is the place providing?
Even there? Yeah.
I don't know. But it seems to me like there's some crossover between a hotel honeymoon suite and OnlyFans.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, if anybody out there has some ideas to expand upon this, Emlyn will be your first customer.